Stop right here. Don't move. Don't move. This isn't a coincidence, and it's not luck. You came here for a reason. Heaven had already written your name into this moment long before you press play. You know how it feels, right? That quiet stirring deep inside, the whisper that won't go away, the feeling that something in your story has stopped but not been forgotten. What you're going to hear isn't another speech to get you going. It's a delivery, and it has the mark of divine timing on it. For months, or maybe even years, you've been walking to the quiet middle, which is a space between prayer and promise. You have asked yourself if what you felt in your spirit was real. You asked, did I miss it? Did I make it up? But what if the quiet wasn't a punishment? What if it was getting ready? The truth is that heaven never lets a pause go to waste. Every delay has a reason, every detour has a plan, and every time you have to wait, you learn something. Pay close attention. What has been growing in the dark is about to come out into the open. And the reason you got this message now and not yesterday or next week is because heaven's clock has struck the right time. The waiting didn't mean no. It was in line. Part 1, the delay and interception. You probably felt it more than once. Doors that almost opened, times that almost worked, and blessings that felt like they were just out of reach before they suddenly slipped away. Not even once, not 2 times, but 3 times. Every time you thought, this is it, the moment went quiet. And every time, something inside you broke a little more. But you didn't know what was going on behind the scenes. In the unseen realm, heaven was moving. The message, the breakthrough, and the chance were all still there. It was stopped, sent somewhere else, and kept safe by God. Not to hurt you, but to keep you safe. Because what you have is heavy. It's not a normal gift. It's a task. And heaven never gives holy things to people who aren't ready. There were spiritual, emotional, and even human forces that weren't meant to see you rise. People around you whose hearts couldn't be happy for you, whose spirits were a mix of envy and confusion. So they didn't send a message until everyone had left the room, until your faith grew up, until your ability to tell the difference got better, until your heart got better. Delay does not signify denial. It signifies defense. The first time your blessing tried to get to you, the air was dirty. The second time, your spirit was still weak. The third time, it almost fell apart because of distraction. And yet, every time there was a pause, heaven said, wait, not yet. Let them get strong enough to hold what I'm sending. Divine timing isn't just about the right time. It's also about the right you. And while we wait, heaven has been making that version. The one who won't accept almost blessings or half promises anymore. The one who knows that being late doesn't mean being denied. You didn't just happen to be here and hear these words. The interception is over. That's why. The blockages are gone. The transmission is finally clear. For the vision waits for its time. Though it may take a while, wait for it. It will come. It will not be late. Habakkuk 2 verse 3. And now heaven says, let them see it now. But this isn't the end of the story. That's where it turns. Part 2, the claim and the name. All of your promises and chances that had your name on them in heaven have been kept. Written, sealed, and safe. You might have forgotten some of them, but heaven hasn't. The ink of God's promise never fades. People may have tried to hide your name, erase it, or say bad things about it, but no one can change the registry of heaven. What is meant for you is already marked for you. It has your spiritual DNA in it. It was written down before you were born that this belongs to them. And no betrayal, delay, or manipulation can take away what heaven has given. You have lived through times when people you care about smiled at you but cursed you behind your back. You know people who acted like they were on your side, but were really happy when you fell. But the Lord heard every word, every whisper, and every effort to change your fate. And out of justice, he kept what was yours. Revelation 3 verse 7 says, "No one can shut what he opens, and no one can open what he shuts." That verse isn't just beautiful, it's also prophetic, because heaven has opened something that no earthly or spiritual power can close again. And as that scroll opens, it shows your name in gold. The promise that was put off is now in effect. The blessing that was hidden is now clear. The task that seemed quiet is now talking again. You might have asked, but why me? Why now after all this time? Because the ink wouldn't come off. Heaven sealed something for you that couldn't be changed. Every secret betrayal, every locked door, and every forgotten season was secretly protecting your true self. Heaven wanted to make sure that when the release happened, it couldn't be seen as a coincidence or luck. It had to be clear that it was from God. Now the scroll can be opened. The light shines on your name. And heaven says, "No one can take what I sealed." But that's only the beginning. The promise is not only coming back, it's coming back more than once. What was delayed is coming back with interest, and what was held back is coming back pressed down, shaken together, and overflowing. The Lord's blessing makes you rich, and he doesn't add any sadness to it. Proverbs 10 verse 22. Please stay still for a moment. Do you feel that? That feeling in your heart that says, "This is for me." That's not feeling. That's proof. And as you breathe out, heaven gets ready to show you the next layer, the arrival. Section 3, the promise's arrival. You can't quite put your finger on the sound, but your spirit knows it. A low hum, a divine stirring that tells you something is coming your way. That's not a fantasy. That is in line. It used to feel like silence, but now it feels like a pulse. It used to feel empty, but now it feels like it's growing. Heaven is moving, and the promise that was one step behind glass is finally coming to you. But here's something that surprises most people. God doesn't always announce his gifts with fireworks. It can start with a small change, an unexpected message, or a quiet chance that glows faintly until you see that it is God's fingerprint on it. This blessing, the one that has been with you for years, is not coming weak or half-formed. It has many layers and a lot of meaning. It smells like strength, waiting, and the beauty of things that have been improved by time. The delay added interest. It got heavier and more valuable every day it was held back. Everyone thought Joseph's story was over when his brothers threw him into the pit. But Genesis 50 verse 20 says, "What they meant for evil, God meant for good." What seemed like betrayal turned into transportation. What seemed like silence turned into getting ready. When Joseph finally stood in front of Pharaoh, his blessing didn't whisper, it roared. That's how heaven works. Delays don't make destiny less likely. They make it more likely. So if you've been wondering why it took so long, here's the answer. Heaven was enlarging the blessing to match the size of your growth. It won't just bless you when it lands. It will bless you through you. The overflow will change the lives of people you don't even know yet. You have been polished to both receive and give. And now that the air is full of purpose, you can almost feel it coming. Get ready for your space, says heaven. Give yourself some space, because what's coming won't knock politely. It will come with power. Part 4, the importance of getting ready. God always gives an order before a miracle happens, not because he needs your help, but because following his orders makes room for more. Do you remember the widow and the jars in 2 Kings 4? The vessels had to be ready before the oil could flow. Heaven was ready to pour, but she had to get ready. This is the time to get ready for what comes next. Not worry, not trying hard, but being ready. Get rid of the bad things in your life, both spiritually and emotionally. Even if they never said they were sorry, forgive the people who hurt you. Get rid of things that feel heavy or stagnant in your environment. Every little thing you do is a sign that says, I'm ready. Forgiving someone isn't weak. It's cleaning up your spiritual life. Grace opens doors, while bitterness closes them. Thankfulness makes what grace gives you grow. You change the air around you when you bless instead of curse. You're not just cleaning up your house. You're also getting your frequency in line. You are telling heaven, I expect it. I'm making room for it. Prepare the way for the Lord. Make straight paths for him, says Mark 1 verse 3. That's what you're doing. Every moment of order, peace, and faith makes it easier for God to come. And as you get ready, listen. Heaven is not sending something small. This isn't a small gift or token. It will take decades to restore, not days. You'll wonder how you ever lived without it, because it fits so perfectly into your life. It will bring order to chaos, joy to tiredness, and meaning to confusion. But getting ready doesn't stop with the body. It begins in the heart. Stop telling yourself that you're late, behind, or forgotten. Isaiah 60 verse 22 says, At the right time, I, the Lord, will make it happen. That time is now. Part 5, the start and the fight. There's always resistance to every release. That's why the fighting was so fierce right before the breakthrough. The weight you felt wasn't defeat. It was work. Through your hard work, heaven was giving you something. Heaven's chief warrior, Archangel Michael, has been watching over your fate. He fought for you in the unseen world, silencing the voices that said it's too late, getting rid of the fear that crept in at night. You didn't see it, but every prayer you said when you couldn't sleep and every tear you shed were weapons in that fight. There were people who wanted to stop your blessing, change its course, and make you think that the silence meant you were being abandoned. But as soon as the Lord said, now, Michael hit the ground and said, no more delays. And heaven said, agreed. That's why your spirit has felt electric lately. Uneasy but hopeful, tired but awake. You are feeling the effects of a spiritual war that you didn't even know was going on for you. Ephesians 6 verse 12 says, For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against rulers of darkness in high places. But the fight is over now. The power has changed. The gate is wide open now that it's locked. And here's the proof. Things that used to be hard for you will start to move easily. Words that used to close doors will now open them. Things that used to take months will now happen in seconds, because the resistance is gone. But remember this, to win, you have to take care of things. The battle was won, but the blessing needs protection. You can't go back to the habits that used to make you tired. Heaven won't let you open doors that it shut. Take as much care of the peace that is coming as you did of your hope. Angels have been sent by heaven not just to bring things, but also to protect them. They keep an eye on the door to your life. Once the blessing crosses that line, it's sealed. No interception, no stealing, and no sending it back. The delivery has been approved, and heaven says, have courage and move forward. The battle is over. Now, go get your reward. The Lord will fight for you. All you have to do is be still. Exodus 14 verse 14.